Go.
Hello and welcome to the first edition of Katherine's Connections. This is the first of many videos designed to connect the content you learn in the Foundations of Business curriculum with popular business resources. I will introduce business articles in the videos and will include their links in the same blog post. The article I present first, for example, will appear as the first link in the post. The first article to discuss today is called Tech, the Return of Risk-Taking by Spencer Ante from Businessweek. This article discusses how the technology industry may be able to pull the U.S. out of the recession, as evidenced by the increasing number of IPOs, mergers, and acquisitions. Three major deals have included eBay's sale of Skype, Adobe's purchase of Omniture, and Dell's acquisition of Perot Systems. The first 3 weeks of September had $19.3 billion in technology mergers and acquisitions, up from $2.5 in all of August and $11 billion last September. Even Twitter has gotten in on the action by raising a round of funding that places its firm valuation at $1 billion. Economists are viewing this as a turning point for the tech sector, while consumers are hoping that this optimism will spill over into other struggling segments. After reading this article, please consider the following questions. Number 1. What are some of the reasons that the technology sector is in a better position to emerge from the recession over other sectors? 2. What opportunities do firms like Dell and Cisco have that may strengthen their competitive position? 3. Your book discusses economic contraction in Chapter 1. Contraction can occur when spending declines. How do you expect the surge in the technology sectors to impact supply and demand of its products? Also, can you emerge from a recession and contraction without the consumer? What is the role of the consumer in this situation? And 4. Finally, I would like you to reflect on the growth of the American economy as discussed in your text. What types of activities pulled the U.S. out of the Great Depression? Are there any comparisons to the activities we are seeing now within business? The second article to discuss is one of my favorite reads. It's called The Best Advice I Ever Got in Fortune magazine. This is a recurring column that focuses on a different CEO each time. The one I cite here focuses on Mike Splinter, CEO of Applied Materials. It's really a very quick and worthwhile read for you. Mike states how it is always important to assume something is your responsibility. Sometimes you need to take on a job even when it's not yours. This could include picking up garbage on the floor to coming up with a new product idea. Everyone is included at all levels. His tips in this column are great, but one that is certainly relevant to you is the one talking about getting others involved early. You will have the opportunity in this class and in others to work in teams. When doing a project, include all team members during the planning process. This will ensure that all team members are engaged early so that they will remain more motivated throughout the duration of the project. This may be common sense, but frequently, even in graduate school, one or two shy teammates may get left out of the process because they are not as comfortable in groups. Include all team members for the best output. So, what is some of the best advice that you have ever received? How do you plan to use this piece of advice during your college experience? One of the best pieces of advice I received was on my last co-op. Someone told me that it's better to address an email as soon as you receive it instead of saving it for later. It can get very busy in the office, and it's very easy to have an email get buried with all the others. The final article to chat about is pulled from the Wall Street Journal and is called In Pittsburgh, A Roadmap for Recovery by Claire Ansberry. Many of you know the G20 leaders, including our president, convened in Pittsburgh to discuss financial markets and the world economy. This article discusses how Pittsburgh economy has survived a downward spiral 30 years ago after its steel industry tanked. Out of necessity, Pittsburgh has diversified its economy to include large health systems, law firms, and money management firms. The city is also a leader in green technology, which is in stark contrast to its background in the Industrial Revolution. One challenge the city faces, however, is that its aging population does not include many of the immigrants seen in other cities. It is important to note that the growth in various industries could potentially attract a larger population. My question to you is, how could Pittsburgh sell itself so that it is no longer considered to be an economy flying under the radar? Also, what would be your strategy to attract a talented workforce that could also help to inspire growth? So thank you for listening to today's issue of Katherine's Connections. I hope you enjoyed the articles that I've selected for you, and happy reading.